All right. Shabbat Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. All right, starting with the 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, and the rest of you that sincerely believe as well. So another edition of News and Prophecy. As always, we're linking world events, warning the hopeful elect, and even you rebellious Israelites, so you have no cloak for your sins when the Most High closes up the grace period. Right, and the topics that we're going to get into is the grinding will cease, no balm for her pain, and gene editing in your food. Gene editing in the food you eat. All right. So, any opening precept statements before I get some the clips that I have set up here?
Yeah, I got one. Brother that have anything as well, but I have one here. Isaiah 19, right? From the book of Isaiah 19, in regards to the topic. Isaiah 19, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
It says, the Lord, Jehovah Hashem Yahushai, hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right? Straightforward. So, hey, this is the Lord's show. The Lord of armies, okay, is in control. Who the world ignorantly says, they call him Jesus Christ. Oh, man, I hate to say that word, but just for edification, Yahweh Shai, right? Mm-hmm. He sits on the right hand. He sits at the right hand of the Father. So yes, he's over this thing, and he has put that spirit on these people, right? Spirit of Egypt. Last verse, verse 15. Go ahead. I'll take your time.
14.
Yeah, that was 14.
Go ahead.
I was going to just read 15. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So real quick, I just looked up this word this word here, rush, simply put, right? And it means, just simply means, is the meaning to do something quickly. So, hey, and intransitive as well, I'm looking at it here, preparation. There's nothing that they'll be able to do. And their work is vain. We know this, okay? Right? The MOTB, it has to run its work in regards to what they're going to do, okay, what it's going to do. But as far as everything else goes in Egypt, man, it's defiled and finished. And we're watching, it's bankrupt morally, spiritually, in all different ways. So we're watching this thing play out. Anyway, that's all I got.
I want to get this word here, perverse, right? I went into it. And because the precept reads that the Lord has mingled a perverse spirit within Egypt. So the word perverse, the root word, I'll get the root word. Oh, slacker. Perverse. So the root word there is Iwaha or Iwa. It's Iwa. Iwa, which means to bend, twist, distort, right? Mm-hmm. So that's that spirit that's in Babylon the Great. It's a spirit of distorting, right? Distorting what? The truth, and ultimately distorting the law, all right, of the Heavenly Father, which is what they use to run their kingdom, right? But they use it on the left-hand side. So when it says, for example, there should be no Mo, guess what? They allow Mo's to run rampant throughout the country and throughout the world. Mm-hmm. So that's a small, quick example. So it says to twist, distort, to do perversely, to commit iniquity, do wrong, pervert, to do wrong, commit iniquity. So that's the key point, right? The Most High has put a perverse spirit, so a spirit of iniquity, all right? And that's why the scriptures always point that in the latter days, the time all over the world, but especially in Babylon the Great, are going to increase. The evils are going to increase because the iniquities have abounded as well.
That's right.
Right? Her sins have reached on to heaven.
Yeah.
That word rush is basically going to like heathenistic customs, like a beast-like state. Rush is like that you find in marsh, like a bush, like something withered and dried up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not actual rushing as in movement.
NLT, it says, verse 15, there is nothing Egypt can do. All are helpless, and the head and tail, the noble palm branch, and the hourly and the lowly reed.
So that's lowly, like a beast-like state, right? People of none worth, right? So
Yeah.
no one can do anything against what the Most High has put in place.
That's right. That's right. So this clip here, this is from the brother from damn, I always forget his name every time. Salak, but Elder
from Los Angeles.
Yeah, Los Angeles. Khan. And as he puts here, America is over with, mirth of the land is gone. Okay. So we'll play first couple minutes of this video, and of course, like always, let me know when to pause it, Akim, to bring out your precepts. Yeah, slow down the speed here. Okay. What's going on? Okay. All right.
But they aren't running the system. They're replacing it. The government isn't malfunctioning. It's being dismantled. Trump stabilizes. Musk colonizes. Private rule isn't a concept. It's a plan. It's already underway.
The elites have known for quite some time that America is going under. And they've already made their plans. They've already made their arrangements. And they made very different arrangements for you. You've been slotted to go down with the ship. That's in America, and it's in Europe as well. And some of you have actually allowed yourselves to believe, when you see the people rowing away in the life rafts, you believe when they tell you that you'll be safer, you'll be safe from the flood, you'll be safe from drowning if you stay in the belly of that ship.
Because so many communities outside of whiteness, specifically the black community, told us this shit was coming. And now we're here. And now a fuckload of European Americans are like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? I didn't know it was going to be this bad. Can you believe this is happening? Oh my fucking God. And so many other communities, again, outside of whiteness are like, yeah, bitch, we told you this was coming. And you didn't listen.
And I want to be so fucking clear that we're fucked as a country. We are. Most of you that follow me don't know that I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I served in Special Forces Group out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I have 2 deployments. And majority of my friends and the folks that I served with still support Donald Trump to this day. And if that doesn't make your stomach sick, I don't know what will. It's insane. And the problem is, so many people say, well, I just don't pay attention, or I don't have time to pay attention. Well, guess what? Now's the time to start fucking paying attention. If you're a veteran, this video is for you. Go look at what's happening with the VA right now. Go look at what's happening with VA services, right? I haven't gotten paid from the VA, and they owe me money. I haven't gotten paid in over a month, and they just keep telling me it's an administrative delay. That's what they keep telling me. It's bullshit. He cut off funding. Go check it out. He cut off funding.
I was just sitting here, and I was wondering if other people realized, like I just did. I've realized it for a long time, but it set in. We live in like an illusion here in America. Like for some reason, we think this country's so great, and there's an American dream that we should strive for. Everyone in my family has fought in a war for the country, all the way back to the Civil War. After their service, most of them get shit on by the VA. Most of them get shit on by this country. An American dream. Let's ponder that for a minute.
Our precept, Go ahead. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. So the curses right now is going on these other nations, and mainly Esau right now.
Yep.
Esau is catching hell in America, Europe, Canada.
Yep.
These Edomites are going down bad, man.
Yeah. And you're seeing that they're, all these Edomites are basically, what's it called? They regret putting this man, voting this man into power, which we already know, he was set up either way. Your votes don't matter. But that's like a foreshadowing of they should say peace and safety, and the sudden destruction befall them, right? Because Trump came in with that spirit, right? That spirit of, again, making America great again, and peace and safety. And now you're looking at the movements he's making. Everything he's doing is aligning with the global elites, the globalist agenda. So he wasn't for you to start with, and that's what the prophets, the Halbashim tribe, have been prophesying, starting with the apostles and others on down, right? And you Jakes out there, don't just think it's the Edomites here complaining that you're exempt from what the Lord's about to bring, especially in terms of the grinding shall cease. These global elites have already mentioned that they estimate up to 50% or more, all right, of people to lose their jobs. And people are going to bug out, man. But this is all chaos out of order, or order out of chaos, right? Because they have that solution of UBI. Well, it's okay. We'll put you on UBI, which is going to be, tied into AI infrastructure and ultimately MOTB. But guess what? It'll be cheap. That way you can get a good UBI income, and people are going to eat it up. Okay, because these people are called the masses for a reason. When you go into that word mass, it means dead.
And this is what they're doing too, because these people are losing their jobs, and they're basically like they want people to work from home or work online.
Yeah.
Then they want to have these 15-minute cities, so you don't have to even leave your house. You could go, play like you could only go in a 15-minute radius around your neighborhood, and they already have that whole infrastructure set up here in Toronto, or Mississauga and America. They have that whole thing set up.
Yeah.
In these urban areas. So that's pretty much it.
Come.
I have a precept.
Come, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 19:2, and it reads, "I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." So pretty much what this is pretty much going back into ancient Rome too, right? Because ancient Rome was divided, right? It was divided. There was a huge divide because the government was twisted, just like we see the government is twisted right now. So this is just a repeat, right? Then you have the European Union, which is a part of the B system. They are actually fighting against the whore. Right? Well, the whore and them are pretty much going up against each other right now, right?
Yeah, it's brewing. It's brewing.
Yeah. And then the people within Rome, they're unhappy with what's going on. These are the same people that voted this man in. So these people are angry at him, and then they're angry at each other because they're going to say, you voted for him, and they're going to fight against each other because in Babylon, which is America, they have that mindset. They have that cruel mindset to fight against each other for politics. You get what I'm saying? So it's just a crashing of the system, and that's just one part of how Rome will collapse, which is the division, which is Egyptian against Egyptian, city against cities, kingdom against kingdom. That is a huge part of Rome collapsing. That's it.
Yep. And that's America. That's that the brothers are saying, using Rome, because we know America is spiritually Rome, Egypt, and all the other kingdoms in one. Yep, that's true. That's it on that?
Yes, that's it.
Come on.
That 12 days ago, people knew where their next paycheck was coming from. They knew how they were going to pay for their kids' daycare, their medical bills, and then all gone overnight.
All gone overnight for Christina Drive.
I gotta get that. I gotta get the peace and safety, because it says sudden.
These Edomites are catching hell, man.
I got a quick script.
It's only gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better.
Exactly.
Like until their ass is in slavery.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's right. Let me get this, and then Bonam, you can get your precept. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1 in the NLT. Now concerning how and when all this will happen, dear brothers and sisters, we don't really need to write you. For you know quite well that the day of the Lord's return will come unexpectedly, right? Unexpectedly to the world, and starting with the rebellious Israelites. Okay. Like a thief in the night. So even though all these things are happening and all these prophecies are playing out, the majority of Israel, and obviously everybody else, still doesn't see that this is being done by outside force, right? The world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. But that's why things are going to get worse and worse. Just like Pharaoh was obstinate in his heart, stubborn, right? Every single plague that came by was more magnificent than the other. So when you look at these evils that are going to play out in America, they're going to get worse and worse and worse, to the point where people are going to have no choice but to acknowledge the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, so this is just the beginning. It says, for you know quite well that the day of the Lord's return will come unexpectedly like a thief in the night, when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure. And that's the spirit that went out when, Trump came into power as a president. Now you had a lot of people who relationships were destroyed just by him being elected, because of what you were saying earlier, Mayan, in terms of you elected him, that kind of stuff, right? So because of all the things that Trump represents, and when you look at what the Biden administration has done, is basically they've pushed out the mentality of Moism, Transformers, and you should know these code words already, right? Where Trump represents the complete opposite. So what's that? That's division. Okay. So it says, when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, then disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman's labor pains begin, and there will be no escape. That's right. So just like this lady said, 12 days ago, you knew where you're getting your checks, what you're going to do with your money, and this, the third, and overnight it was gone like that. So you can imagine how psycho, because it says the love of many shall wax cold. And that word cold goes into psycho, right? So how psycho people are going to get when they go into their bank account and you just see zeros, or you see a close sign on the bank, on the doors of your bank. That's it on that. Go ahead,
This was just a quick precept, just going in to the kingdom. How could this kingdom stand? This is Matthew chapter 12, the points at 26, but I read from 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Sure.
Right? Great. So the place is divided already, man. Just like Mayan did bring out that scripture earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
Esau's kingdoms we're watching it unfold. Everything, the destruction's happening little by little, but we're living it out. We're seeing it. So we just sit back and watch. That's all we can do.
That's it.
Yeah, it's true.
So like it. Got a quick person once you're done, Mabakusha.
Yeah, I'm done.
Beautiful. Simple but straight.
Yeah, you're good, Ashar. He said he's done.
Okay. Yeah, going into the topic. This is 2nd Ezra 8 and 50 in the GNT. Here's the point. It reads, the people of this world who have lived their lives in pride and arrogance will suffer many things in the last days. According to these people that have higher jobs with the government, because he's getting a lot of the government jobs they're cutting it right now in the States. So these people that are higher pay,
yeah,
they're gonna suffer. They're gonna perish pretty much.
Yeah, which is going to put them in the perfect state to accept the MOTB.
God.
You know, especially you Israelites too. You know, we see a lot of Edomites on here, but you Israelites, man, the Lord is dealing with you first. That's what the scripture say. I'll start the house of my sanctuary, and that's you, Jakes, that know you're Israelites. You know, and you're in this truth, or you know the word, and you're using it for filthy lucre's sake. So all that money you've made, and basically you've made mammon your god, and that's what the world has done.
Right.
Has made mammon their god, right? When there's only one true power. So guess what? The Most High is going to cut that. He's going to completely abolish that in one night, one moment.
That's right. Brother Mayan, can you read the third verse of Isaiah 19 real quick? Because just for the record for folks at home, right? Because it was already broken down, and the reason why is because the Lord has bugged them out. If you could just read it from the NIV, and that's it, brother. Baba Kasha?
NIV?
Yeah, Isaiah 19:3, right? Just going into the condition of these people, man. Inside their head, what's going on.
This is Isaiah 19 and verse 3. It reads, the Egyptians will lose heart, and I will bring their plans to nothing. They will consult the idols and the spirit of the dead, the mediums and the spirits.
Right. Simply put, you know, Esau, we're looking at his video, 2/3 of our people, right? You witches and warlocks out there, man. You know, you're just fulfilling your role. So keep up the good work. But the Lord says, this is your condition. You're bugged out, man. This guy's talking about my F and whatnot. Anyway, that's all I got. Just wanted to bring that out because it was already broken down.
Yeah, and you know, I was just gonna say that that's crazy because basically, you know, things are gonna get so bad that how it plays out, but what we know is that people are gonna be basically begging their gods, right, to save them out of the condition that they're in. And there's so many different religions out there. So you're gonna see people screaming Jesus and out on the streets and just going mad, screaming all kinds of different names, all these different gods, and then you're gonna all see that these are normal everyday people, right? And then you have higher up officials, you know, that are into different what's it called, secret orders, you know, and they do their witchcraft and sorcery. They're also going to be doing their stuff too to basically get access to them left-hand side demons to uphold their power, and they're not going to have that access. It's going to be cut off, and that's what's going to make these people run mad. Which is same thing with us on the right-hand side. If the Most High just cut off access from us, or Yahweh Shema Shai cut off access from us, we would run crazy. We would be completely bugged out. So that's how these guys feel, but they feel like that about vain gods. So they're even in a worse state, so to speak. Go ahead, Maya.
Oh no, I was gonna say that the Egyptians will lose heart. They're gonna be losing their mind because heart, you know, so they're gonna be losing their mind, right? And I will bring their plan to nothing. So the Most High, whatever plan these Egyptians have, you know what I'm saying, in terms of their, you know, their new world, you know, it's gonna become nothing. It's not gonna be, you know, it's not gonna blossom, right? It says they will consult their idols, which they're gonna run and try to spend more money, you know, because money is their god. You know, they're gonna try to spend more money to try to get it, you know, push their plans faster and further, right? And it says, and the spirit of the dead, the mediums and the spirit. So they're gonna go to their witchcraft workers, right? You know, their spiritual god to try to work magic to get their plans to come to fruition, which is not going to come to fruition. And at that time, they're going to realize that they have no God. We have the one and true power, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, because believe it or not, man, a lot of you don't understand that that's how this kingdom came into power, through left-hand side means, right? Witchcraft and sorcery, and a whole lot of sacrifices, right? So if that's how these devils, you know, establish their power and they get cut off from that, that means they got no power. That's why Isaiah 45:7 says what it says. I form the good and the evil. I make the light and the darkness. I, the Lord, do all these things. So yeah, 100%.
That's right. And Job 12 and thing says the deceive and the deceiver is his. I think Job 12 and something.
Oh, that's isn't that in Proverbs? Is that Job?
No, Job 12 and
okay,
something.
Receive and deceiver are his. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so we'll play a little bit more of this.
I and Adam Dubard fired this month in the chaotic shutdown of foreign aid distributed by the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID.
While overnight, the Trump administration fired thousands of federal employees. So far, no word on exactly how many, though it could be upwards of 200,000. We do know the firings targeted the Department of Education, the Forest Service, the Department of Veterans Affairs, an agency that oversees the nation's nuclear weapons, among others. The fired employees are, for the most part, recent hires, which is likely by design. As new hires, they are or were considered probationary, meaning they lack the bargaining rights of longtime federal workers.
Damn. Let me get this precept real quick. Or actually, what's that precept where it says you kept back higher through by fraud?
James 5:1.
James, yeah, the water. Yep. Con. James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Obviously, starting with the elite. Well, you can't even include the elites in that currently because they're going to be preserved up until the kingdom so that they can be put into slavery. But you can still apply to them because that is going to be a misery upon them. But that's down the line. But even all these officials that we're seeing on the screen here and all these other people that have their top federal jobs, guess what? They're being laid off. They're being cut off. But it says what? Go now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. And this is just the beginning of their miseries. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. And we know that's the currency that this devil deals with. It's corrupted. It's moth-eaten. Simply put, it's really a debt note. There's no backing to it. It's like it is as important as monopoly money. But this devil has the power to make it legal, so-called legal tender is what they say. Okay, so if he wants to cut that off and stop printing, he can do that in a moment. Okay, so it says your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eating. It says your gold and silver is cankered.
Yeah, because that's why they have these they have all these vaults with a lot of gold, silver, and precious stones. And they're hoarding our riches, man. Because at the end, the elect is gonna inherit all that wealth. All their wealth is gonna go to Yahweh Shai, man, and the elect. So they're hoarding our riches, man.
You know why? Because they stole us. They plundered Jerusalem and took us away, man. Took all our pleasantly things. Yeah. They took Yahushai's things, man.
Well, let me get this real quick. This is so going to that cankered, right? Verse 3 says, your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. And that's what Kanawak and Benjamin were going into in terms of all the gold and resources that the top wicked elite have stored up for themselves. They really stored it up for the hopeful elect at the time of in the kingdom of heaven. But you look at all these other everyday average people, it says that their gold and silver is cankered. And that gold and silver in present day time is basically their jobs and their means of income, their source of income. Yeah. Now, when you go into that word, cankered, and I'm gonna get it says rust over, cover with rust.
Strong's G 2728. Katiao.
Okay, so I went to a root here.
Strong's G 2447. Ias. Ias.
So it says poison of asp is under their lips. This is definition B. It says spoken of men given to reveling and call you nating. Let me look up that word real quick. What does that mean? Make false and deflammatory statements about. Okay. So basically liars, right? Making false statements. So spoken of men given to reveling and culminating. Culminated. That how you say it?
Culminating, yeah.
Okay, con. And thereby injuring others, right? So that's what they did with these people. And your jobs, your fancy jobs, your fancy lifestyle, it's all a lie. All of it has been a lie to you. So that's likened to these people's gold and silver is cankered. Because that's your God, Mammon.
Got a precept? As it pertains to Esau's bastion, which basically is what he relies on, his stronghold, is what you're going into. It's a fiat system, right? And that fiat is going into fake, right? As he is the left-hand side, and he's set up to do just that, to be adverse to what's true, what's right, and what the light is. So he's based out of darkness, all right? So this is Isaiah 24, and I'll start at 7, read down to about 10. It says, the new wine mourneth. So the new wine was something contrary to what was given in the garden, right? You should eat of this and not of that. So what Adam did was subscribe to the new wine, all right? And it's transcended down to present day, all right? And which is going contrary to Yahweh Shai. So again, Isaiah 24, verse 7, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth. Okay, so the pursuant, the people push that out. It's not filling. That's why there's a complaint. Right. Everyone is saying, woe is me, and this ain't working, whatever, But we've been saying that, and notice we don't get any views because what? You went into the scripture about the rich man, right? And all it says, when a rich man speaketh, everyone extol him. What man? Who is this is speaking? As in Elon Musk. When we're telling you what's up, those guys, they don't know anything. Right. When every ears should be locked on to every brother's channel right now to hear what's to come. Okay? All the merry-hearted do sigh. So who was once merry and living it up, now they it's like the thing in Jamaica we call it plastic smile. It's just all teeth, but it's not from the heart. It's just like, like a Ziggy Marley. Ziggy Marley, everything is laughing, and Ziggy Marley smiles. Verse 8, the mirth at tabrets ceases. So there's no more music, man. There's no more, the grinding
joyfulness.
The grinding is low, man. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. So, it says, it just says that the daughter of music shall be brought low. And music is a time of mirth. You're happy, you sing, but that ain't happening right now. Everybody's wondering how they're going to pay the bill. The house prices are up. Food is all-time high. Eggs, you can't afford eggs, right? Which is a staple.
Even right now, the tariffs, man. Trump bring the tariffs in March.
That's right.
Canada.
That's right. And a tariff is going into terrifying. You know what I'm saying? Verse 9, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink. So once you go, hey buddy, let's go for a drink. You don't want to get drunk anymore because your mind's going to take it to what reality is, right? That maybe your credit card's going to bounce. One time
exactly. Yes, because Salaki, I was going to say, when you're breaking it down, it made me think about these people traveling, right? The joy they always travel, but now because you don't got money, guess what? What you just read is going to fulfill itself.
Good.
Like you said, they're not gonna that wine is gonna be bitter because you can't afford it. You don't got a job.
Like even if you're able to fly, you gotta be careful because you might die.
Exactly.
So they shall not drink wine with a song. You know what I mean? You know, you brought in like, hey, before you be like, I got this, and they're like, hey, I had the vodka and the beer. Well, what do you have? It's no more. I got the bill.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every house is shut up that no man may come in. So all them jobs, you know that you had, and once upon a time, say, hey, tell your boss, if my boss is hiring, and you don't worry, I got you. That's done. Right?
Exactly.
Verse 11, there is crying for wine in the streets. So the wine that you should be crying for is this truth, right? Forget that new wine. Go to ask for the old path, man. Ask what is it that needs to be done. I'm speaking to you Israelites, right? You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and American Indians, right? That's who we're speaking to. All right. To hell with other nations. We're talking to people of this book. We're asking you, right? Piping onto you to repent, right? Let's get this going, man. To hell with this place. Right, his brother said planes are falling out of the sky like rain. It's raining
crazy,
planes.
Man.
It's raining planes,
really.
Man.
And the apostles,
eight of them.
The apostles been saying that planes are going to be falling out the sky many years ago, right? They prophesized these things, and now it's been happening a lot, frequently.
Yeah.
What is the movie? Leave the World Behind. That was a scene when Jake was running, and the plane fell out of the sky because of what? Because of AI, right? It was controlled. So it's all too fishy right now, man. Like within the past 3-4 weeks, 8-9 planes fell out of the sky. I don't know, man. You know,
87 in what 7 weeks, 8 weeks.
Wow.
Not even 8 weeks yet, because January to we're on the 20th now. Yes, 7 weeks.
Almost 2 months.
Yes, 87 planes.
Wow.
87 planes or 8?
87.
I didn't know that. I thought it was only like 8 or 9.
No, man.
So I saw 87. So there's a lot of accidents that happen that they don't talk about. Which these accidents happen on the runway where planes are colliding on runways. Like planes are clipping other planes. Those are considered aviation accidents too. You know.
Finish up. There's crying for wine in the streets, and that's his truth. Okay. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And that's what you're seeing, man. You know, this is not a place of milk and honey anymore, right? It was set up to be that way for our people because the Most High provided this land space, this land mass for the northern tribes. And you damn heathens come over here and mess it up, right? God says at one point you can go in the spring and drink water from the spring. Now, since the white man came with his pollution, try that now. Your tongue fall out of your head, man. You know, so this place is finished, man.
Yeah.
It says there have been 87 confirmed airplane accidents in the U.S. this year, a busy start to 2025 for aviation incidents. These accidents include a mix of minor mishaps and severe events. According to available data, 62 incidents occurred in January and 25 in February, making the first 2 months of the year a concentrated period of heightened activity in the air accidents.
Wow. God. That's enough for me, brothers.
I have a precept, a quick precept.
God, let me just finish this up. I had one more verse, the last verse I was reading.
Oh, it's lucky, brother.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Take your time.
Last verse, it says, I'm going to read it in the NLT. Or 2 verses. It says, for listen, hear the cries of the field workers whom you have cheated of their pay. The wages you held back, cry. And you heard these people say, I haven't got paid. This the army veteran, he said, I've been, in the army and I haven't got paid yet. The wages you held back cry out against you. The cries of those who harvest your fields have reached the ears of the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies. You have, and that's really you top wicked elites, man. You international bankers. That goes to you. The sin and the wickedness of the world is going to be laid upon you. That's why you're going to go through extreme slavery and judgment in the kingdom of heaven. Okay?
That's right.
Verse 5, it says, last verse, you have spent your years on earth in luxury. These guys have never worked a day in their lives when you think about it. And not just one, generations of children. Okay? It says, on the earth in luxury, and obviously everybody else below them too. All these people did the same thing, right? While the men of the Lord were, we get our days where we can get, we have a little bit of luxuries and we can kind of travel here or afford this, but it's not on the level of these people who are in the world.
No.
Okay? So it says, you have flattened, satisfying your every desire, you have fattened yourselves for the day of slaughter. That's what it's all coming to. That's it. Go ahead, Conowalk.
This is 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in pride. Right? So this is what's happening right now, man. These people are going to go through a lot more misfortunes. They're going to be crying. Like you see what happened a couple weeks ago in Los Angeles. A lot of properties were destroyed, and these are like so-called rich people. Their homes were destroyed. Last year, a couple months ago, with the whole North Carolina, with the whole flooding. So Edomites, man, these Edomites is catching nothing but hell, man, and it's gonna get more intense as we approach the time of Jacob's trouble, because Jacob is about to catch hell too, man.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Con. Okay.
Now to the latest moves to shrink the size of the federal government. Tens of thousands of federal employees suddenly fired from their jobs. And word tonight that the IRS will lay off thousands of probationary workers in the middle of tax season. Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang.
I lost my job on Thursday night, along with 200,000 other people in my department or my division. Despite what most people think, we're not all just lazy government employees. I worked really, really hard.
So here you go, you Trump-loving veterans. Last night, they laid off 1,000 VA employees. Musk had one of his Doge boys working in the VA quietly. So can you imagine how much harder it's going to be for healthcare now?
Friday night, the Trump administration fired 2,300 people from the Department of the Interior. I worked at the Department of the Interior for 5 years. I'm going to tell you how devastating this is. The Department of the Interior has about 70,000 employees and manages most of America's public lands. That includes our national parks, our Fish and Wildlife Services, Bureau of Land Management lands, and things like that. Nothing is overstaffed, by the way. Everything was staffed just at a minimum to do the work that needed to be done there before these 2,300 people got fired. How is this going to hurt Americans? They have fired at least 1,000 National Park Service park rangers. These are people who give tours. These are people who...
Right. And you kind of get the point. You get the gist. Go follow this brother and, subscribe and be edified. And he always puts out a lot of different news and prophecies and all that kind of stuff. But, hey, all these people who are getting fired in these federal jobs and getting replaced are all gonna get replaced by AI. That's what's happening. And people still can't really see what's going on because that gross darkness is covering the people, and it's all set up in the spirit. Let me get this real quick. Shar sent me something real quick concerning these planes that are falling out of the sky. Let's see if it'll play here. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. It's playing.
What is it?
Or maybe not.
You find it? I was just going to bring out real quick. You got it?
Yeah.
Oh,
you get.
What is it that you get paid currently?
Senator, that's well disclosed.
You can see the title says Boeing CEO gets called out on his $32.8 million salary.
A year?
in our proxy documents.
But what is it?
It's a big number, sir.
Let me help you out. It's 32.8 million this year. Does that sound right?
Yes, it
Wow.
does.
Let's
He's
see.
just wasting money.
Saying is that for a year? He gets paid 32.8.
Yeah.
Is that a year?
A year.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Trump said today a plane cost $5.7 billion to make. The airport 5.7 to make his plane, and he got it down to just 1 penny below $4 billion to make his plane.
Yo, these devils are you really need the Lord, man. Because hey, some people you need the Lord, man. Some people can't they have businesses and they have to fly. You know what I mean? So like I had a client today real quick, and she's, I'm about to go on a trip, and I was like, oh, did you hear what they're playing, in Toronto? She's like, yeah. Her eyes went up. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna continue the conversation. I'm gonna bug her out because she's like, I don't want to, But in my mind, I'm like, yo, we're blessed because obviously brothers have their business and things that they got to do and they got to fly. But there's a covering on brothers, all these other people, they have to get on that plane knowing that it could.
It's dangerous, man.
Yo, that's funny, man. And this guy is known for, Boeing is known for, that company is known for not really being, I guess, integral in their plane checks, checking if the plane is good, it can fly, all those routine checks that they do. Boeing is known for, not being very integral when it comes to those checks, those plane checks. So, hey, if it costs less if it puts more money in their pocket for them to not really secure the plane, they're going to do it, even if it means lives being, people being killed.
Yeah.
You mean they don't have any integrity?
Yeah, integrity. Yeah, they don't have an integrity. Integrity. Yeah.
Integral.
Yeah, it's integrity. Integral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the word.
So like if I may say, all these airplanes on the airlines are leased. None of these companies own it. So they run the airplanes 24/7 non-stop.
Look at that.
It's like a rental car, It's like,
You get paid to do exactly.
I get paid to run the Boeing company.
It's working out great for you. For the American people, they're in danger. For your workers, they're in peril. For your whistleblowers, they literally fear for their lives. Before, don't you think maybe your priorities are misplaced here? Maybe it's time to get back to focusing on making quality planes and paying your workers well and taking care. They got 1.5% increase just last year, and you're making $33 million. Do you think maybe these folks deserve a raise?
Oh, they will definitely get a raise.
I hope it's a substantial one. I don't think the problem's with the employees. I think the problem's with you. It's the C-suite. It's the management. It's what you've done to this company. That's a God that you
control opposition with. But hey, nevertheless, if you to the people, the American people. Mayan, go ahead. I know you're about to say something.
Oh, I wanted to get Revelation 18.
Yeah, bring it out.
Yeah, Revelation 18 and verse 2, it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
And this is after their destruction, man. When America is going to be set on fire, when the smoke is clear,
Yeah,
it's that we're approaching their downfall, and this World War III, which is going to kick off. It could kick off this year and next year, but we're approaching World War III.
Babylon, as we can see right now, from where Babylon was worshipped by all nations, right? Everybody looked up to Babylon. Babylon was like a golden cup, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody from Jamaica, from all the Caribbean islands, from the Latin, everywhere, people just wanted to go to America. People now are scared to go to America because America internally has fallen. Like it's broken. The system is not the same system as it was anymore. So in a sense, it's already fallen. I mean, there's a destruction that's coming, but there's an internal destruction that we see happening right in front of our face right now, right? And then it says, and he's become it says, and it's become the habitation of devils. And as we see right now, America, Babylon the Great is filled with devils. You got Elon Musk, you got DJ Trump, all these elites, all these people who are at the top in the system, they're devils, man. These people, Bowen, all these people are devils because they are only for their belly, right? And then it says, and the whole of
but you know what? You got to make sure you mention that, because what you're saying is true, but you got to make sure you mention that what you're saying is a foreshadowing of what's going to happen to America. Because what you're saying is twofold. It's literal too.
Yeah. Tawara. Yeah. And it says the devil and the whole of every foul spirit and a cage of and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, which we know that all these nations around the world, even the Arab nations who claim to be hateful to America or Babylon the Great, they have drunken of the wine of this whore, right? And the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So because we know America is filled with traffic, like it's the hub of everything, right? Because I guess it's the biggest consumer in the world. So these people around the world, these countries have made billions and millions off of the whore, right? Yeah, pretty much
mainly
that's it.
Mainly on the Israelites. These are the nations come here.
True.
They they oppress us, and they become millionaires, billionaires, off of our people's ignorance, but basically off of the curses of Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the curses.
Just like every other kingdom.
Yeah.
A quick precept.
I have something quick too after.
This is Job 38:7. The morning stars sang together, and all the sons of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shouted for joy. So the morning stars is basically us, right? And we're singing together for joy because we see this place falling down, and it's also reference to Yahushai. He is the bright and morning star.
He's the Lucifer.
Right? And they're gonna do a soundbite in that kind of walk and said we're it's okay. It's okay. It's for
Illuminati.
Gun, right? Just on the verse 13.
Hey, look up those words, man.
Illuminated. Yeah. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, man.
John on the verse 13 in Job 38, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth. And we know that America, or the Americas, is basically in reference to the end of the earth, right? That word "end" is synonymous to Esau, Edom. That's according to 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, right? That word goes in tandem, in concert with that nation, the end, right? So back in Job 38 and 13, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked, again, that the wicked. So this is the point: the wicked is the end, might be shaken out of it. So that's what we're jumping on for joy about. That's why in our lives, the mirth is there, which in a spiritual sense that we're coming to this man's end, right? The fruit is blossomed, right, and it's ripe and ready for the picking, for the sickle to be thrown in, man, right?
The first fruit is about to bear fruit, right? Like the first fruits. Yeah.
We just praying for this man's downfall, and we see it. We can touch it. We can taste it, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're close, man. Because look, it's 2025. I swear the whole thing in 2020. It seemed like it was just it seemed like it just been like a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago.
It was fresh still, yeah.
Been 5 years since everything has changed. A lot of things been happening, man. And it's everything going by fast.
Fast. Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
I bring up this. But this is kind of a little bit deep, but I bring it up if you
just simplify it. Just simplify it.
Okay, this is Hosea 8 verse 1. It says, "Set the trumpet to thy mouth, he shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because they have transgressed my covenant and trespassed against my law.
Yeah. Let me get you an NLT Slack it real quick.
Yeah.
So first one, just for those of you, the listeners at home. It says, "Sound the alarm! The enemy descends like an eagle." And when you look at eagles, the way they attack, man, they're coming full speed from sky. You know, so this devil is going to come down like that. He's coming down full speed ahead. Great wrath, that he had a short time, right?
And America carries that eagle.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
Yep. On the people of the Lord Yahweh, for they have broken my covenant and revolted against my law. So Jacob's trouble. Go ahead, Doc.
That's the point. But goes in, but it's okay.
The two-thirds. Right. And the Most High has a covering over his elect. He's very jealous of the 1/3, but the 2/3 is given over, right, because of their unrepentant heart and mindset.
Shit, God.
Right.
Yo, let me read this for you, Ak, because you're speaking in the spirit. Verse 2 in NLT says, "Now Israel pleads with me," right? Help us, and because there's Israel and there's the Israelites of God. Okay. So now Israel pleads with me, help us, for you are our power. But it is too late. The people of Israel have rejected what is good.
That's right.
And now their enemies will chase after them.
That's right. And that's what the corralling is all about. That's why this thing about Elon Musk cleaning up under the banner of Doge, right? He's just making a way for his AI system, right, to say that the machine is doing a better job than man. And you can't really bribe, because Trump, I watched his speech today, he was talking, and it's like there's people getting paid $38 million to watch people shop. That was actually a job created for certain people. He'll say who name names tomorrow, because there's a position that they go for $38 million to watch people. That's your job. Watch people shop.
Yo, and this is why that witch said that Elon Musk, Abramovich, whatever. She said not Elon. She says Trump.
The damn spirit cooker.
Yeah, she said Trump is one of our favorite witches, warlocks, because he's good at what you were just saying. It's true. Because hey, if you can turn $30 million into 1 million, the other 29, and if you say the other 29 goes into your pocket, people are like, "Fuck yeah, we're down for that."
Yeah.
So it's all a smoke show, because Biden was put there to do exactly cause a mess, and then he seems like the cleanup guy. So of course you're gonna say, "Oh, he's saving us money," but you're not getting any of that money that's been saved, right? He's just corralling you to bring out that Skynet, you know, that the rule of technocracy, where Elmo was always about that. His parents, try to bring it out earlier. Right, and they shun it because it wasn't time yet. But now you see all those technocrats, right, in concert, and effort is to what? Control, and to make a division between billionaires and poor people, right?
That's right.
Most High has put his wing around us via these scriptures. Understanding come out of my people, first and foremost, the mindset, but also in literal sense, we're going to be beamed up, right?
So like you got a quick reset once you're done.
I'm done.
This is Second Ezra 9 and 22 in the GNT, and it reads, "So let them perish, all those people who were born only to be lost." That's going to 2/3, and the rest of the heathen. Right?
You're gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings with that precept.
It reads, "But let my chosen people be kept safe."
That's right.
The elect. Right? So those for whom I work so hard to bring to perfection. This is what we're doing in this lesson, to be perfect.
Well, the Most High is lacking us on the gold, and you're seeing those people when there's a gold rush and they're sifting right? It's a very tedious job because you have to, find it. You have to actually refine it, right?
Yep.
So this is what you're seeing. There's some brothers is a bit rougher on the edges, right? Some brothers, this come like shiny, but some brother has to be rubbed down, man.
Yep. Hey, the most polished, so-called polished ones or shiny ones have been scrubbed the hardest, so to speak. That's that work. If you ever just watch these guys look for gold and what they have to do, that's a rinse and repeat process constantly.
Tedious work, man.
Tedious.
Yep.
That's it on that.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. I got this real quick. Ecclesiastes, and you know what? We're gonna keep it at the grinding will cease and no bond for pain. I'll leave the gene editing for another news and prophecy.
Part 2.
Yeah, because a lot comes out, man. That's beautiful too. Yeah.
Esau, his miracles, right?
Yeah. That gene editing, that thing is gonna really. Yeah, Con. That's right.
Well, my the dude I work with, I know for a fact that stuff worked. Yeah, because he had twins placed in his woman, and he made his daughter leprous hair and leprous eyes.
What?
Yeah, man. Blue eyes, blonde, blue eyes, so-called blonde, but there's no blonde, yellow hair.
Yeah.
And it says blue eyes is the recessive genes, so it's leprosy.
Yeah. Wow.
That's scary, man.
Yeah.
So this is Ecclesiastes 12:1 at NLT. Don't let the excitement of youth cause you to forget your Creator. Honor Him in your youth before you grow old. And let me read this in the King James, actually. It says, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And that's why in 1 Thessalonians, I think the 5th or 3rd chapter I read, it says that that the day of the Lord is going to come in as a thief in the night to not just 2/3 of Israel, but the rest of the world. But concerning 2/3 of Israel, the reason why is because they didn't retain the Lord in their mind, because they never actually knew the Lord. Okay, concerning their teachers were misteaching them. Okay, it says, "Evil days come not, and your years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." And now they're saying that, and that's going to intensify even more. Okay, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, and this is all parabolic, right? When you go into that, that's basically their heaven. This is how they're living. They're doing good. The sun's up, the stars out. They're doing good. Before all that comes, or before all that ceases, if you haven't retained Yahweh Shema Shai in your mind, all right, in this grace period, you're gonna find yourself completely naked, wanting in the day of Jacob's trouble. The day of the Lord.
Straight.
And speaking of them cloud returning after the rain, after this knowledge been pushed forth, them clouds coming back will be them chariots. So it's time to be vigilant and get this work, because it says start on top again, brother.
Yeah, Khan. It says verse 2, while the sun or the light
from the top, where you started at.
Yeah, Khan. Okay. Verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the day of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
That's right. So when you first get this truth, that's when it's more important. Don't store this truth up for yourself, right? And then put it out. Yeah, I'll do my videos tomorrow. I'll go on the highways and byways when I feel like it, right? When you get this truth is when you got that fiery spirit. You want to go and you want to teach, right? So don't put it off and I'll do it tomorrow, next day.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. That spirit, man.
Khan. Nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Yeah. So what would happen if you sit there with this knowledge, all this knowledge, and sit there? Eventually, you say, "Oh, this is boring." You start looking to other things. I say, "This is stupid."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The pots are going off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true. It's true, and that happens because you're not actually growing.
You
know, if you're growing in the truth, that's excitement. Just like when you're farming. If you see that you plant that seed, you labor, you start to see it sprout, you're like, oh fuck yes, yes. And it starts growing and growing and growing. That's how this truth is only exciting if you're working.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
Verse 3 says, I'll finish up verse 2. It says, the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
That's right. So the light is truth, the understanding, man, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. And the rain is, again, coming down from up on high, right? This is watering. But after all that stuff then come the clouds. And the clouds and chariots, man, and coming for judgment and for mercy. And you hope the Lord is going to be merciful, must beam us up.
That's right.
Right.
Verse 3, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves.
That's going to Esau, Edom, man, and all your nations that in a position of power right now. Ain't talking about us. We're in the strong, man. We're strong in the scriptures, but as it comes to like worldly stuff, carnality, we're not. We're weak. We're feeble, right? But in this truth, though, we're mighty men, right? When it comes to this truth, you can't come up to a pope, whatever it is, and any pork chop eating pastor and tell you what you believe. We're gonna tell what the Bible says. We don't care what you believe.
That's right. That's right. God. And it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
That's right, and that's what all the busy been playing in. That's what they're complaining about. There's no work. How are we going to pay the bills? Tariffs, aluminum, 25% tariff. He's saying he's going to put tariffs on cars. Everywhere is just the same way. It doesn't matter where you go. This is the problem with economy. Every economy is shit right now.
Exactly. Yep. That's it. It says grinders and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
That's right. There's no hope. This is a bad state, man. Your mood is down. Like Ehor, that pool from window pool, that horse with the rain all over his head. Oh boy,
Yeah. And then people don't know what the hell's coming next. They don't know what to do. How do I? Their future is bleak. Very bleak. They don't know what they're gonna do, which is gonna put them. That's a prime state of accepting this man's, this man's seed, this man's mark. Verse 8. That's why the scriptures say evidence of things not seen.
Faith,
faith, man. That's what's gonna ride. That's what's gonna keep the elect all the way through. Is faith, and no one else can see the kingdom of heaven coming but the elect.
That's right.
And the doors shall be shut in the streets.
That's right. Where you go, right?
Oh boy.
Not important, because guess what? You see the men using robots to fulfill jobs that human had before. You call places right now, it's automation. Everything is about automation, right?
Yes.
So they're doing it in real time. That all these jobs that you once think, I get a job. My friends ask you, your friends hiring. No, Amazon is closing a whole factory in Quebec.
Yeah.
Wow. Too much of job is lost in this one go.
Yeah.
And they're gonna replace it with the AI.
That's right.
And everybody get mush up.
Yeah. Wait, you're gonna own nothing and you're gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Verse 4 in the NLT.
Right now, the Lord's hiring. The Lord's hiring a few good men. So come do the work, man.
That's right.
The gold standard.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. The gold standard. Yep.
The Lord's gold standard. That's right.
Yep. Verse 4 in the NLT, it says, remember him before the door to life's opportunity is closed, and the sound of work fades. That's twofold, man. That's both literal, like these people losing their jobs, but also the true life of opportunity is what we're doing right now.
That's true.
And that within this grace period. So if once this grace period closes, that's what it says. The sound of work shall fade. So we're not going to be out here doing this work anymore. When Edom gets down, man.
That's right.
It's already happening right now. Cause look at the whole the winter right now. Like we've been having, like for the past 3 weeks, we haven't been going out.
The weather.
That's like a prequel, right?
That's right.
Yeah. It's not even just us, man. I've seen brothers in New York and Chicago do in homes, Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's a spiritual thing.
But
the work is still getting done.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
And he's speaking to a specific people because he says, remember, right? So is again and member. So go back to what you were once part of. Membership. Like we have that membership in a spiritual sense to say, hey, talking to you, come back this way. Don't go after the world and talking about, I want to be looking for a job and I'm paying for my son's tuition, you're going to be a lawyer. That ain't us.
Yeah, exactly. You're planning. You're not applying the mindset of a pilgrim.
No.
No. Yeah, exactly. Wisdom. So it says, now you rise at the first chirping of birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint. So all you 5 a.m.ers, 4 a.m.ers, because you got to chase the bag, you got to build up your business. Guess what? All that's going to be done. You're going to bug out. And I'm going to skip ahead in this clip because then it gets into these people without their medicine and how they're going to bug out. But that's it on that. Oh, let me just read verse 5. It says, remember him before you become fearful of falling and worry about danger in the streets.
Beautiful.
When you already said it, you said faith is everything of things unseen. So that's basically where faith's going to jump in, right? And only the hopeful elect was given that serving of faith that we're going to rely on Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
That's right. God. Before your hair turns white and like an almond tree in bloom.
Look at a man talking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, which when you're old and weak, man. When you're weak in general. When you drag along without energy, and this is how these people are about to be, man. They're about to be like this, like a dying grasshopper, and the and the caperberry no longer inspire sexual desires. Remember him before you're near the grave. You're enslaved, your everlasting home, when the mourners will weep at your funeral. So, before death,
before you drop
spiritual, before death, which is linked to judgment, right? Before death, which is going to be judgment the Lord is bringing. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Simply put, Okay. So let's skip ahead a little bit here. You guys get into the Medicare, and then that'll be it for me. And the brothers got precepts. We'll finish up with those. Okay.
It's found that the Trump administration is violating a court order to unfreeze certain federal funding. We are now this close to a true constitutional crisis.
Donald Trump literally just admitted he's going to be a dictator. I don't know what it will take for you to get it through your skull. He who saves his country does not violate the law. This is the ends justify the means. This is I will do what I want, when I want, because I am saving the country. If you don't think this country's over by now, you've got nothing coming. If you don't think the time,
Edomite, what appears to be Edomite, this is what he's saying. If you don't think the country's over by now, you're finished.
Yeah, like Canada, with this whole Justin Trudeau, people want this guy out, and this guy is still, this guy is supposed to be out, but he's still fucking
in March. Making deals with Trump, so
in these special elections we have.
They're coming for antidepressants,
Listen to this bitch.
ADHD meds, and other psych meds.
Or this woman, whatever.
We've seen this before. They are going to put us in mental institutions and take us off our meds. I will not survive going off my meds. I'm telling you that right now. I will not survive if I have to go off my meds.
All right, breaking news.
Hey, some of these people, she looks bugged out already, but a lot of these people are dressed well. You wouldn't even think that they're bugged out like that.
Yeah.
So hey, when it says neighbors will invade one another for lack of bread, these are your neighbors. These people who take all their pills every day when they wake up, they pop 15 different pills just to stay sane. And once that's done, hey, that's legion, bro. That's legion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know, brothers, got any lasting precepts or statements you want to bring out?
Go ahead, brother. No, go ahead.
Isaiah of 24:7. The new wine mourneth, and the vine languish. The merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of the tabret ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them.
That's right.
Drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house.
It came out.
Yeah, it came on. I brought it already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. That's the spirit.
It still sounds fresh.
That
Love it.
There's a cry for wine in the streets, and all joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So this place is gone. Babylon is gone, man.
It's much.
Yeah.
Dealing with bogos.
Going down the toilet.
Yeah.
That's right.
I got this real quick in the NLT. It says, but suddenly Babylon too has fallen. Weep for her, give her medicine, right? Perhaps she can yet be healed. Because you guys are talking about the Medicaid aid, right? You're not gonna get it. It's not gonna heal you anyways. Even if you got it, it's not gonna make you sane. Because the power of the medicine versus the power of them demons, it's unmatched.
Because the medicine or whatever, but these things that you get from these pharmaceutical, it goes back to pharmaca. It just goes back to pharmaca, which means a sorcerer or witch.
Witchcraft and sorcery.
Yep. And all these drugs that people are on for so-called medicine, and we're not giving any medical advice whatsoever. All right. But these are just portals. When you're on these different drugs, like what's it called? Depression pills. It's just you just pop that pill and you open up a portal. Now that demon's tap dancing on your forehead and you feel better. But as soon as you come off it, that demon they're just portals. That's why it goes back to pharmakia.
Yeah, demon.
So you need it again.
But it's not by chance. It's a psychotherapist breaks down the rapist.
Ooh.
Play on words.
It breaks down to the rapist.
It makes sense. I'll finish this up. It says, but suddenly Babylon too has fallen. Weep for her, give her medicine. Perhaps she can yet be healed. We would have helped her if we could, but nothing can save her now. Let her go, abandon her. Remember, and this is how these people are going to become psycho.
Find out that it's artificial, huh?
They're going to abandon everything that's American, including themselves. That's why they're going to be like animals. Hey, which American are you? That's what they're going to be asking. Just like that movie.
Yeah.
You know, let her go, abandon her, run now to your own land, for her punishment reaches to the heavens. It is so great it cannot be measured. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
We are seeing the depression, right? Or the recession is going. That this place is going into a great depression.
That's right.
You know,
greatest to ever be seen.
Yeah.
I got a quick scripture.
We'll end off on there.
This is Zephaniah 1 verse 16, it says, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung.
That's a lot of blood.
Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
The missiles.
For he shall make even
That's right.
a speedy residence of all them that dwell in the land.
It says that the blood as dust. So again, that fire is what dries the blood up, right? It comes out as powder, right? But that's what's going to happen when the missiles suck the oxygen out of the air, right? Because fire needs to breathe. So the fire is going to take up all the oxygen because it needs to live. So it's either you or the fire. So most going to make the fire live in that day, and you become obsolete.
That's right. That's right.
That is a great. That's a good way to analyze it, because when a fire is burning in a house, they try to tell the people to stay low, because when they stay low, that's where the oxygen is, right? Because if they go high, they can't breathe because there's no oxygen in the air. It's just pure fire, because the fire is pretty much just eating up all the oxygen. So that's yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Con. That's it on that.
Yeah.
Con. Beautiful. So we're gonna close up. Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, and we're gonna give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us His word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, starting with 144,000 that's pushing His word in truth and sincerity across four corners of the earth, and the rest of you that sincerely believe. All right, Abba Ball, Kwam Mashallah, and Shabbat Shalom.